don't want to blog.com, 'cause you don't have the time. You can focus on your job while we blog for you. Check out the website and you'll see.
Hi, it's Jen Miller, and on today's episode of Be Seen Blogging, episode number 5, we are going to be talking about how to create a newsletter that gets you noticed. As a blogger and content marketer, I help people and companies be seen all day long, and one way we do this is through newsletters. It's an ideal way to communicate with a group and, unlike Snapchat, sticks around for a long time. We found that while clients may respond to emails immediately, many may take weeks or months before reaching out through an email that they have saved. So first, let's talk about why you need to have a newsletter. Most companies choose to send out a monthly or quarterly newsletter, and without understanding the why behind the strategy, this may seem like overkill. Yet a regularly published newsletter puts you front and center. It prompts people to remember who you are, what your company represents, and why they should consider your service or product. If you don't remind people you exist, then they may refer their business elsewhere out of ignorance or lack of understanding. Even your closest friends may not realize you are the solution to their need. And oftentimes, that could be said as especially your closest friends may not realize you are a solution to their needs. Why, you ask? Because they've forgotten about what you do. How often do you discuss business with your closest friends? I guess infrequently, as these are the people you connect with for different reasons. However, they can be your biggest supporters if you find a way to include them in your story, and you may also find you can be an asset to them in their business or company. A newsletter is all about telling your story and spreading awareness. As friends, clients, and casual internet prospects feel more comfortable with you and your business, you start to foster trust. An easy way to build on this is with a newsletter. Determining your audience is the first step. You need to build a list of readers that will really appreciate what you send out. Are you reaching out to friends and family on a casual level, or are you carefully cultivating new prospects? Can you segment your content list to direct message each group? Is your goal to increase lead quality or nurture the leads you already have? Are you writing to existing customers? Once you understand who you are writing to, then you need to decide the format you want to use. Will a set format that you can update on a regular basis work well in presenting your information? Do you want to create a newsletter that is chock full of useful text, or would the use of images be more accessible? How about a combination? Would it make more sense to provide a snapshot of information that links to your website or blog posts? Do you have set topics you can address in each newsletter so that they have a cohesive feel? You also need to consider how you are writing your newsletter. Should it be story-based or informational? Nobody wants to be sold, so promotional content should be kept to a minimum. The fact that you are emailing provides an easy way for you to be contacted. They only have to hit the reply button, so a flashing contact me button is not really necessary in a newsletter, and it can interrupt the flow of your message. You can share new products or services without seeming promotional if you share your excitement. Including an insider's coupon code or revealing genuine, unique ways that can be used is another way to promote a tool or service without seeming salesy. Be sure to include a subscribe button in your newsletter, as your goal is for your newsletter to be shared. Add the same button to your website too, and make sure it tells exactly how often your readers will hear from you and why they will want to do so. I often suggest that my clients add an image that includes text and a subscribe button, such as get weekly updates on current events in your community. Your newsletter design should be relatively simple. It needs to flow well and give valuable information couched in white space, so it does not feel cluttered and stress your reader. Images should be linked to related content and contain alt tags so that your reader understands what they are seeing even if the images have been blocked. Next, think about how you sign off. Is it just a company name, or can you personalize that more? Using a signature can be one more way to connect. And by signature, I don't mean 3 lines of text that show your phone number, your name, and your email address. I mean a handwritten signature. Occasionally, use a linked PS in your newsletter as well. It can be an excellent call to action. You'll be surprised by how many people actually click on it. Choose an interesting subject line, but keep it consistent in tone. Once you find a subject line that delivers great open rates, stick with the general feel, but add variants based on your topic. I find that capitalizing special words used in the subject line results in a higher open rate, as does attaching words that indicate a sense of urgency. But some content marketers I've worked with use emojis to raise open rates. Play around with it and do what works best for your readers. Once you've gone through the steps already outlined, review your newsletter and then check these 7 items off your to-do list before hitting the send button. Number 1, does your newsletter have a clever subject line? Number 2, did you include a captivating main image? Number 3, does the newsletter lead to your website or social media, or preferably both? Number 4, is it interesting to someone besides you? Number 5, does your newsletter take less than 47 seconds to read? Number 6, does your newsletter feel personal? Number 7, will the person who receives the newsletter recognize you as the sender? If all of those check out, you are on your way to producing a newsletter that gets you noticed. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Be Seen Blogging, the podcast that gives you tips and tricks on how to rock your content, all in under 10 minutes. You can find me, Jen Miller, on Twitter at JenBlogsForYou, or through my website at needsomeonetoblog.com. Looking forward to chatting with you again very soon.
Needsomeonetoblog.com, 'cause you don't have the time. You can focus on your job while we plug for you. Check out the website and you'll see. Try it out and become an icon of your industry. We'll develop a voice for your blog to connect with your